Following the submission of a report by the National Intelligence Bureau on the organization and management of the 13th Africa Games, which was held here in Accra, His Excellency, and also Cape Coast, His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, has directed the Auditor General to undertake a comprehensive forensic audit of all financial and operational aspects of the Games. The Auditor General is expected to submit the report to the President by the second week of December. Now, take note of that. By the second week of December, the Auditor General is expected to submit the details of this particular report, this forensic audit that has been directed to conduct. Now, here's what we do know about the All Africa Games and then which areas will be of a matter of focus for this audit. First off, on the matter of procurement. Procurement is key. This procurement and contracting processes, including the tendering, selection of contractors and suppliers, and compliance with the Public Procurement Act 663 as amended. Also, the financial management and expenditure controls, examining all the sources of funding and disbursement and expenditures, including sponsorship and subventions, infractions, that's the infrastructure, I beg your pardon, and project delivery, assessing the implementation, cost, variations, timelines, value for money, outcomes of all facilities developed for the Games. You recall that that was a very heavy issue as well, as to how much was spent to put some of the hostels at the University of Ghana in shape for these Games, and how much was spent there. Now, asset management, post-Games utilization, verifying the inventory, and then also institutional oversight, coordination, evaluating the roles and responsibilities of agencies. Well, quite apart from what we do know on this particular one, here is what the Honorable Kobina Woyome, who was the then ranking member on the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sports, said in terms of the cost, how much it costs us as a people. The budgeted amount was $245 million. $195 million went into infrastructure. And it's not as though we built like any structure ground up, as in, all the accommodation facilities that were used. Then transportation and logistics, $48 million. Food for athletes for 18 days, $15 million. Yeah, that's according to Kobina Woyome. So that's going to be an area of focus for this forensic audit, if indeed these figures are anything to go by. And Edem Senanu is the co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption. Mr. Senanu, first of all, I want to find out from you what you make of this decision by the President for a forensic audit to be conducted into this 13th Africa Games.
I think it's an important thing where the President clearly appears to be seized with the facts of issues going on around him and can place emphasis on areas where ordinarily all of us as Ghanaians would say, look, this deserves some more attention. And so I'm happy to note that he's given this kind of directive. And hopefully that effort would bring results that inure to the benefit of the nation in terms of if anything has gone wrong, we'll be able to address it and strengthen our mechanisms for the future.
See, but then again as well, it leads us to the next issue about what could possibly be the specific areas of focus, taking into consideration the fact that, yes, there's been a lot of commentary on this, and then also the fact that this matter as well has been subjected to a lot of the politics of it. What should be the areas of focus?
I mean, I think the auditors probably will be the best people to answer this question. I assume that there may have been telltale signs. So the deep dive that is being requested by the President must be something that is being triggered by the fact that the regular audit itself highlighted a number of things that make it necessary, make it logical to suggest that, you know what, let's do a much more thorough job. So in my mind, the Auditor General's work itself has served as a basis for us to go to tell where we should pay more attention to, and where there may not be anything. And so I think that the general audits themselves are important, the annual ones, and they can serve as a catalyst. They may serve as a screening point to identify particular areas, projects, interventions, sectors that need further, scrutiny, as is the case now, looking at the 13th African Games that we hosted in part.
With the view that already some have started espousing that this could be subjected to or be used as a means of a witch hunt politically, would that have any grounds or basis?
I've always debated and debunked that kind of thinking. I have said that it is important for us to note that part of our anti-corruption mechanism is that after you have finished your tenure of government, the next government will come in and put a microscope to what you are doing. It may include the use of an oral approach. It may involve the use of forensic audits. It may come up with whatever they think is worthy of applying, such that one has scrutiny of what has transpired. In any case, leadership is supposed to be accountable. So if within your tenure you are not responsive enough, and allow the state organizations mandated to do these things to do so, whoever comes after you is going to do that. It should not be in any way called witch hunting or political whatever. That is just the way the governance system in our country works. Once you're out of government, to the extent that there are some things that people are not satisfied that these things were properly investigated, conclusions drawn, evidence made available to suggest that you are clear, nothing untoward has happened, the next person who comes to occupy that seat and occupies government is surely going to do so. And we should quit saying it's witch hunting. That is what it will be, and that's what it should be.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us here. Edem Senanu is a co-chair of the Citizens Movement Against Corruption on behalf of the